So this is one of the most terrible books I've ever read. It is The Devils of Loudon by Aldous Huxley. And it's not one of his best known works, it's certainly considered one of his masterpieces. Because this is based on a real incident back in the 17th century when apparently a priest made a pact with the devil and then seduced a bunch of the nuns there to join him, and it became a hysterical witch hunt that was terrible and ended with people burned at the stake and lots of torture. It involves Cardinal Richelieu, who a lot of people know as the great, cold calculator of France. And what makes this book so terrible is that it's Huxley diving into the history of what we know and then making a narrative out of it. So it doesn't read like a nonfiction book that much. It reads like you're there and you're seeing this hysteria growing and growing. And oftentimes with these nuns, it seems like they're getting gripped by the hysteria as well of devil possession. They're trying not to be and trying to do their best and be good nuns, but this mass hysteria just infects them like mass hysteria can and still does all the time. And that's what makes this book so terrible, is that this is so repeatable. This is a particularly ghastly incident from world history, but this stuff is still happening all the time, and it feels like we're in a rising time of it just because of, for great historical reasons, the time of rising fascism and hatred in the world. Orwell saw all of this coming. He said we're just in that cycle of history as these great empires clash and die, and perhaps we're birthing something better than late-stage capitalism. I don't know. But I think this is a symptom of that kind of terribleness. So this involves a lot of psychosexual problems, perhaps multiple personality disorders. I also believe in spirits. I believe that these things can happen where entities that we can't perceive very well somehow affect what's going on in this planet. Was that even involved here? I don't know. It certainly didn't have to be. So much of this stuff wouldn't need any supernatural explanation. It would just be the human mind reacting, overreacting, feeding off something, especially when you're trapped in a nightmare where it's very real. Many people are being tortured and burned at the stake for this. So it's easy to get really worked up. So this book is actually free on Project Gutenberg, so you have no excuse not to read it. If you, like me, feel like it's important to study the darkness and the evil of this world, this is one of the most important books I've ever seen on that topic. And of course, being Aldous Huxley, it's just immensely well written and psychologically insightful.